Greetings, my fellow travelers. Welcome to Spirit Therapy, and thank you for joining me. So, if you've been following along with me during this video journey, it's been a while since I've talked to you, and I just want to let you know that tuning in with Spirit is a lot easier and is kind of ready to go whenever I am, but I've been pulling some double duty over at the Manhattan Neighborhood Network, the cable access here. So I'm taking Spirit Therapy over there. And so if you're in Manhattan, you can watch it on cable television if you still do that. Or once it airs, I'll upload them here. So it's been a lot of different ways of Spirit Therapy that you haven't seen yet. But that should come January 10th or sometime after that. So, yeah, we won't have any sirens in the videos over there, and you'll see, it's pretty cool. I may do both. They may be different. Over there, I might talk a little more generally. Over here, I may still channel spirit. I don't know, there's a lot to consider. So, I tell you that, so you know what's going on with me, if you care. And also because I was thinking about what to talk about today, and we've gone through so much this year of purification, and we've accumulated so many understandings and experiences, and I would imagine no matter who you are, this is definitely a year to remember. So, and you probably, almost definitely, feel like a totally different person than you did last year at this time. So I wanted to talk about where our mind is and assess what we've learned, what we like, what we don't like, and because this month of December, this last month of the year, very good for laying down the groundwork. I've been using the analogy a lot of putting down the railroad tracks. Since the tracks are straight, they're made of iron, you just have to put them in front of the other, in front of the other, so that the train can run smoothly. Okay, so you have some bolts too. But other than that, straightforward. So this month, I see very much like taking the iron is all the stuff that we've learned this year and have accumulated in ourself. The bolts are our mind and how it all fits together and how we're letting it flow so that it can be a smooth ride. So maybe today I'm talking about bolts. And because this month, it's very interesting how the planetary configurations and when everything switches, including our New Year's and our first day of the year, falls on the first day of the calendar, on Sunday, the first square you can possibly be in. Like, everything really lines up. So that's why I see this month very straightforward. But just because it's straightforward and we can lay down these irons doesn't mean there aren't 8 to 9 to 20 thoughts going in our head at any given time and in any given direction. There's a lot to consider right now. And of course, we always think about what's going to go on in the next year, but the planets are also pushing us towards that understanding as well, because January, February, March really sounds like there's a lot of go. Mars, the planet of action, never goes retrograde next year. I found that very interesting. Retrograde is an optical phenomenon, illusion, that makes the planets look like they're going backwards, and whatever they represent technically, symbolically, is going backwards, not full force action forward. So, like, we're about to go into Mercury retrograde on the 19th. It's communication. I think it's going to be good because it's going to give us time to review things that we've done. And then next year, action planet, forward all the way, all the time, 365. So, let's talk about our mind, huh? Because that's really where the stuff is. That's the one that never stops, and the one that is the I, me, myself, and I conversation, however that goes. I was just listening to a video, I think I'll put it in the description, about 5 guru type people and what their awakening experience was. And Eckhart Tolle, who's the first one, says that he realized after a lot of depression in his young child life as well as into his 20s, once he was in his 20s, he woke up one day and realized that he had the thought, I cannot live with myself. And that question sparked him to see that there were 2 different sides. Who's the I that can't live with the self? Right? Yeah. So that comes down to the conversation of who's observing here and where are we putting our thoughts, and what thoughts are we listening to? During that nebulous time that I was talking about a few videos ago, I'd say that was probably in the beginning of November. There was like these weeks there where it just felt like nebulous to me, and I keep referring back to that time in my own development, as well as looking at the progression we've done in this year energetically. And that, like, last couple weeks of October, first couple weeks of November, very nebulous. And I realized that there's a lot of understanding and energy opening up now, and especially during that time. And there was just so much to be able to tune in with that it felt nebulous. But it really wasn't nebulous at all. It was just, I would reach out and find everything and was like, so what does one choose? What do I focus on? What is the connection that I'm interested in? And the answer that I heard was, whatever you want. This is where you choose. Everything is available, so just choose. And that has become a big deal. It speaks to the focus of mind. Where do we put our focus? Where do we create our intentions? Where do we put our focus and our energetic, love it or hate it, feeling into? So, and apparently the forgetting where you are thing is a sign of recalibration. So if you're having trouble with your short-term memory, like sometimes it's like the whole world is blah. There's like I don't know, you know what I mean, when you get distracted. Yeah, so, but I know exactly what I'm talking about. Focus. Isn't that funny? The universe has such a great sense of humor. We're going to have her lose her train of thought while we're talking about focus. Okay. And that's the point. Because life really does not have to be so serious. It feels like it a lot. But that's also part of our focus. We can decide, we can choose that it doesn't have to be so serious, down, heavy, even though we have all of these thoughts and all of this new energy and a lot of awakening and a lot of places where we've never been before and making the unknown known, right? Huge concepts, but yet doesn't have to be so serious. I think that's where the balance is. And I think what we're getting at here is putting our focus in something that feels good and knowing that by choosing that, it's a valid choice. And it is. It truly is. It truly can be. You can live a life that is in constant happiness. Happiness is a big place. You can feel sad and still be happy. You can feel angry and still be happy. Generally, that's the I that I see Eckhart was talking about. The I always has this peaceful place, and the I is the one that chooses. The I is the observer that decides what thought it wants to be on, what vibration it wants to be on. And by choosing that and by focusing on that, it is so, it becomes so, and so it is. Especially if you spend the majority of focus time on that. People call it magic, people call it fantasy living. It's the way life really is. And we're just learning this. So if you're feeling these thoughts of, can life be this good? Or I've had these good feeling times and then I go over here and then I'm in good times and then I go over here. That's good. As long as you know where the good feeling place is, you can always find it again, and you can always choose to live there more. So I just wanted to give a little talk. I'm not going to pull any cards today. Since the whole thing is getting easier, this whole process of doing these videos, I guess because I've been doing it now for a while. So you can maybe look at that, right? If you've done things that after a while your tracks go a little smoother, your train can move smoother. So my point is, I'll see you before the end of the year, at least for these shorter videos where I'm just talking to you. And yeah, I'm very thankful for you all coming on this journey with me. I just wanted to say that. So let's see, some parting words here. Let's see. Focus on the desires that you know are yours from this time that you've experienced in this year. You're a different person than you were last year. You're a completely different person, even molecularly, from the person you were 7 years ago. So we're always evolving. And so now in this last month of this year of purification, before next year, the year of manifestation, it's a really, really, really advantageous time to look at what you're focusing on and what you really love. I can feel it coming from a lot of you right now. The love and excitement that you have for so many of the things that you're doing. And live in that, because that's how we create our reality that we really love. And things are going to move really fast next year, especially if we've laid some good groundwork and we can allow our train to flow. And that means not putting cabooses on the other end of the train that are going in the opposite direction, which include doubt and fear and, oh, life can't be this good. We're all learning to convince ourselves, because it's true, that life really can be good. We really can be happy and have a good time. So, all right, I think I'm going to leave you with that. 2 notes: if you would like a spirits therapy session with me, you can check us out at the website, spirittherapynyc.com or spirittherapy.nyc. You can get a spirit therapy drawing with Zion, like the one behind me there. And I also want to mention Daughters of Isis is having a Yule sale, daughtersofisis.com, that makes all of your essential oils and aromatherapies and flower essences. She's got hundreds, a catalog. You can go to daughtersofisis.com, and she is Gwen, the owner, is making spirit therapy a line for us, for you all to traverse the cosmos on. 7 different scents that are completed. So once we get the packaging out, we will let you know next year. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking and sharing. And peace and love and Godspeed on your journey, my friends. Have a good Christmas if I don't see you before. All right.